Welcome. Hello. Thank you, people. Anybody who's in the chat. Luke, glad you love that. Thank you to the God and the Jesus and the Elon for allowing me to broadcast from my former prison. Been a long time, guys. You'll notice I have a background right now. If you know what's going on in my life, a lot of changes, so I'm just going to leave that there. Also, it's just funnier that I'm in jail. Welcome to a very special midnight happy hour. I am your host. I am the paragon of virtue, still and always. I am Lou Betcha. Monk could not be here tonight. He did a lot of content this week. I get it. It's fine. But thank you guys for tuning in. Quick update. No change. Some days are peanut days. Some days are shell days. Other than AJ Brown sucking my cock by not scoring, today's peanut day. So quick shout out to the chat. My boys from Chronic Combat, TB Chronic, my guy, Juicy Q, Brady, the legend. I know the parlay is live. Hertz, nickel, money line, and Yammers in the Weidman fight. We'll get to that. Big Steve, just, busting my humps. My guy, Josh, what's up? Luke, who I know love. Oh, my God. By God, it's Lou. Kristen, long time, my friend. FC Crusader, thanks for coming in. Rem Dog, my guy Noah. You wish you were AJ Brown. I don't know, man. He's a fucking asshole. All right, enough of that. Hope you guys enjoyed the title of the video. I worked really hard on coming up with a stream of conscious there. Let's get to what we're going to do. So I'm going to go through the Jake Paul fight real quick, the UFC card real quick, my college football bets real quick. If you guys have a college football game you want me to talk about, I'm happy to do it. There's a lot of games I capped. That's what I do. And then I didn't bet all of them. And then, if you guys have any questions to ask me about what the fuck's going on, I'm happy to do it. But that being said, man, that looks super tiny on my screen. That's what every girl says all the time. Also, just hope you guys are well, man. Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm turning 47 next Sunday. I don't look a day over 46. So, okay. I don't remember what I'm doing here, man. This has been a long time. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. So, yeah, as my good friend Mike's MMA Picks would say, what is this tomfoolery and ballyhoo? The Mike Tyson KO line and the money line are fucking 5 cents apart. Like, I mean, they know. Look, man, what does this fight look like outside of the second round? It's 2-minute rounds. It's 14-ounce gloves. Like, so, do with that what you will with 2-minute rounds. But, I mean, Tyson just got like his, small intestine shoved into his fucking vas deferens. Like, he dealt with some serious medical shit. Jake Paul, man, look, want to hate him. He's not a super technical boxer. His cardio is good, though, like weirdly good. And he seems to care. I mean, this line, yeah, I think he has spina bifida too. Like you said, sciatica, but I think he has like late onset spina bifida. This line has come down so much. I saw like the betting reports, and it's like all the big bets are on Paul, and then it's just a ton of volume on Tyson for people that really just hate Jake Paul. I mean, I like Jake Paul decision here. I don't think he knocks Tyson out. Man, some of these dudes Tyson faced at the end of his career, I'm just so unprepared. But they're all white guys that he faced, and they all like crushed him. That's all you need to know. Like Whitey's knocked Tyson out. Yeah, I mean, minus 200 range is just like 240 is just huge. I don't love juiced bets, but it's massive value on a guy who, like, again, if you're betting Tyson, you're betting him to knock him out in the first couple of rounds. And, like, Jake Paul, like, actually is really good at not getting hit. Yeah, he hasn't faced a lot of pro boxers, but he's faced people that, like, are athletes. Like, they can't land punches on this guy. I don't think Tyson lands a big shot. I think he gets tired. I think Jake Paul takes over late. I favor the decision. But, like, yeah, I mean, I think Jake Paul just, I don't even think it's competitive, man. It's sad. But there you go. That's actually a really good look, man. I'd probably look at Paul and to start 3. I think that he probably just waits a little bit and lets Tyson kind of tire himself out. But I hate giving out like that Jake Paul is gonna beat him, but it's just so fucking obvious, man. Like, it's so, and I had a bet on this in June that this fight was going to end in a draw, because of course it was, because it wouldn't have mattered if Jake Paul won 7 rounds to 1. It was going to end in a fucking draw, because what's better than making $1 billion? Making $2 billion 6 months later. So now I think with Tyson's health problems, it's just a one-off. Could even see a late knockout, but, like, man, and what's Jake Paul like? There you go. It's the same as Yambags, 20-1. There you go. I would think if Jake Paul does get a knockout, it's probably later in this fight, but I don't want to. I just don't even, like, overthink this, man. Jake Paul, huge value at anything under minus 500 here. All right. Next up, I have listened to many pods this week. I have done so much tape. Oh, so much tape. I have done all the tape. I am like the propaholic of tapes this week, in terms of I really didn't watch a lot of tape, but I did do the work that I needed to do here. So this segment of the program will be very quick. Let me pull up some odds here. I don't know what Mora is as a dog right now, but plus 120. This fight's not for me. I agree with, if you haven't watched some of the great pods this week, Big Steve and Luke just did one. Highest recommendation. Chronic Boys just went tonight. Brady, Wheezy, all doing great work. Clint had John Kelly on. John Kelly is a true American hero. So I always like what these guys, Pepe and John Kelly did. Pepe is my dude. It seems like a lot of people are on the Mora side here. I understand that she can win minutes. She can get takedowns. There's just too many unknowns for me here to ever want to put a penny on it. You know, let's see if Mara makes weight. I know she's up, but, like, let's see if she makes weight. I'm just cool not getting involved. Oban Elliott and stick tongue out McGee, Basil Hafez. I feel like people are still capping Hafez on the JDM fight, that he was competitive, and not capping him on the Mickey Gall fight, where, like, he was just weirdly tooth and nail, and it shouldn't have been that way. I know Elliott, like, and he's had bad looks, like Val Woodburn, like, cracked him, and I don't know, man. The Parsons fight, he looked good. He's young, he's improving. He's, you know, if you bet Hafez, it's probably a value loser here. So I don't know. We'll get to Gall in a second. All right, Mickey Gall and Brahimaj. Like, how the fuck do you bet Ramiz outside of round 1 submission? You know, I see people talking about unders and things like that. And I mean, look, man, 15 fights is a solid sample size. This guy, if he doesn't win in the first round, he's not winning. But, like, I don't want to put money on Gall too. Gall now, I guess he's been steamed, right? He's minus 143. I still think I mean, aren't you just better off live betting Gall? Like, if you're gonna play this fight, aren't you just better off live betting him outside the first? I don't really want any part of this fight. It's just it's two hilarious bums. Like, and Brahimaj would completely sub CM Punk in round one. Am I speaking out of turn? Wouldn't he sub him in round one? I don't know. Probably. Or would he hit to go to sleep? I don't know. Tybura and Denise. Now, here's where I'm going to go a little against the community here. I really wanted to like Tybura, and I know all the steam came in on him. When I broke down the Williams-Denise fight, I mentioned, like, Williams is really not, like, as good of a wrestler as people think. Like, Bresky got up a ton with him. He's just like an athletic dude that looks like he's a good wrestler. He's not. Tybura, he's if he gets top position, he's great. I don't know that he gets that here. I don't know that he's fast enough. He doesn't have explosiveness. Like, Austin Lane just exploded and took Denise down. Williams, I mean, there's some weird shit from that fight where he was told not to wrestle or whatever. It was some weird narrative stuff, but Denise, at least, like, he's improving. I mean, Tybura's had a takedown in, I think it was 7 out of his 11 last fights. And the ones he did, and it was like the Volkov fight, he was 0 for a million. And Volkov looked like so unmotivated. That was just a weird fight. Aspinall, like, granted, he's not going to go for that. Romanov, where he, like, 10-7'd him in the first round. I don't know how any judge didn't think that was a 10-8. It was crazy. And then the Spivak fight, which was, like, hilarious meme. He got woman armbarred. I mean, I think you're better off, like, depending on what the odds are, if your book has it, looking at Tybura round one takedown, other than a money line. And I think there's no reason to think this couldn't play out like the Lane fight, where maybe Tybura finally gets him down with like 2 minutes to work, and the second round starts and Denise just blasts him in outer space. So I think Tybura right now are getting into, like, diminishing returns with his chin, with his cardio. He's older. I know it's heavyweight, but, like, Denise clearly looks like the guy they want to push. Yeah, this was like the goddamn. It was like the worst too. Like, it's just like that whole fight was just the most lumbering crap. Like, Blagoy Ivanov was like, man, this fight's fucking boring, dude. Like, I can't even with these two. Look, all I have to say about this is, if you're not betting a dude whose nickname is El Charro Negro, I don't know what we're fucking doing here. Like, look at this guy, look at his hair, look at his nickname. Let's fucking go. It's a breakdown you can't find anywhere else. All right, Jim Miller and Damon Jackson. I'm lighting up a cigarette for this. So I'm on the Jim Miller side. I know a lot of people on the Damon Jackson side. I am very disappointed in all of my friends that do content that nobody brought up a very, 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 very important thing here. People are focused on Damon Jackson moving up in weight. Everybody got burned so bad by Chepe not getting a KO. That very easily should have been a KO. For the sake of this, I'm saying that Damon Jackson got knocked out. Dude, that was 3 months ago, man. He took the beating of a... It's worse that he didn't get knocked out. The beating he took 3 months ago. We talk about, I don't like betting guys that got knocked out within 6 months if it was violent. What he went through against Chepe, like going for these takedowns on his knees, begging for his life, is way worse. Way worse the punishment he took than getting knocked out. Did Jim Miller take a beating from Bobby Green, from Mr. King? Sure. That was in April. I mean, every minute this fight's on the feet, you have to like Jim Miller. You have to like him. If Damon Jackson can take that, and Jim Miller doesn't like to get up. And that's a fair point. Do we know that Damon Jackson's immediately shooting for a takedown? Because I watched the Billy Q fight. I mean, the Sabatini fight doesn't matter. Like, his brother just died, just ran out, and he fucking crushed this asshole. I love Jim Miller here, and I know Brady picked Jim Miller round 2. Miller round 2 was like really good against the Ghost Peppers of the world. I don't even know if it goes that long, dude. I think Miller's going to fuck him up. I think this is a lot of damage. Damon Jackson took a fuck ton of damage in that fight. And it was literally not even 3 months ago, man. Like, a fuck ton of damage. And he took damage from, look, I love Chepe. Chepe for champ. Like, I'm here for it. Chepe doesn't hit nearly as hard as Jim Miller. And I don't care about age. Chepe is like, not knocking fools out, like, and he had his fucking way. Anyone said you look like Jim Miller on the face, Jackson on top? I don't know. I mean, I would. Jim Miller is a very handsome man if he's saying that about me, and I definitely. I don't look like I have way better hairline than Damon Jackson. Not way better, but better. Yeah, I know. So many people had them round 2, round 3, and but I mean, like, you can look at fights where the dude didn't get KO'd. You can't cap it like based on tapology. You watch the fight. You can call out a KO for capping. He took more damage than a KO. All right. Oh, look, we can shop at Duluth Trading. That's awesome. Weidman and Anders. So this is where I would usually say way off the rails fucking shit. I can't bet Weidman, and we'll just say it's not because of his age. And I can't bet Anders because I'm just so tired of losing money on Anders KO props. So this is your yam bag special. Got Weidman poking eyes like a motherfucker. And then Anders, through extensive research, I know that this guy has a massive hog. And any low kick Weidman throws is going to kick this motherfucker in the dick. So just a lot of fucking points. The Euro, I would like more the Euro scarf and the cup of Starbucks that says, like, it's got like an umlaut on it. Like, I just want to fucking look. I've been reading books. Yes. In all the books that I have, Steve, they all have pictures of Anders' massive dong. So I like yam bags here. I'm never betting this fight other than that. This is parlayed, of course, with Bo Nickel money line and Hurts touchdown with got there. Jonathan Martinez and McGee. I am going to trust people that are just way smarter than me here that like McGee. I love that he is in his 30s and he looks like he's 92. Huh? I was going to turn the heat on. You're on mic. Some people, man. Some people. Yeah, I mean, I don't think McGee's going to get leg kicked for 15 minutes. So I think he probably wins the decision here. He does. He most certainly does. Sorry, I'm off kilter now. Let's get back to it with this competitive matchup, which is at 165, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, man, 3% of people. Hoofy and Lontop. I mean, if you're not betting Lontop round 3 submission here, what are we doing, man? It's like plus 7,000. So I mean, really not sure how to read this one. I'm glad that I look healthy. I'm just like a warrior, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. So I also I like that Cox is in your name, so we'll leave it on a positive. Yeah, what do you do with this fucking fight? I don't even know why it's at 165. So I'm gonna say the minus 900 guy who's from Fighting Nerds wins. Not much more to say there. Karine Silva, Viviana Rougeau. Like, this is another one where, like, younger fighter with takedown equity. The fade's coming on Karine Silva. I mean, I just can't get behind a Rougeau right now. I get it. Like, she should have an advantage on the feet. Can she sustain it for 15 minutes? No. Is she going to stay upright for 15 minutes? Probably not. Who's going to land the bigger bombs? Probably Silva. I'm not here for this money line. All right. Bo Nickel and Paul Craig. Spoiler alert. I like the Bo Nickel side. His KO props minus 175. I was talking to Wheezy about this, and he likes Bo and over 1.5, and I think he got plus 135, something on those odds. If you're betting the over 1.5 here, which I'd rather talk about than the side, that's an interesting play because Paul Craig, who I must remind you is now 7-3 in his last 10 fights that he's lost. Is he going to just stand on his feet and try to trade with Bo? Or is he going to do what he always does, where he's going to just be a guard puller? And if he's doing that, you're taking seconds off the clock. Is Bo going to have the arrogance to go into his guard? I don't think so, because I think Bo's super well coached. I think he knows the path here is just bonk this dude. That Paul Craig's striking defense is not improved, that he really doesn't offer anything on the feet. I admittedly am like way more of a Bo Nickel fan than most. Just wait till you guys see Carter Starachi, man. Just wait till this guy comes out. I don't know if Luke knows who that is, but another Penn State guy that's going to come through the pipeline. That's goddamn animal. But the path for Bo here is similar to the path that Borrello had. Just stay on the feet, knock him out. Don't get involved with any grappling. Does this go over 1.5? Man, it's going to be dicey. Like, yeah, and I saw that Paul Craig said something along the lines of it would be very unwise for Bo to go to the grappling. Dude, he's not. Hey, man, I live in Pennsylvania. You got to know who Carter Starachi is. I will say this about Bo Nickel also. He's going to be fighting in front of Donald Trump, who is the sponsor of the Big Brain MMA podcast, Donald Trump. And Bo gets like a plus 15 stat boost just immediately for fighting in front of his commander. So I think Bo just absolutely knocks him out. Thanks our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thanks Premier Commander Trump. And then moves on to whoever's ranked like 23rd. Because and that'll be 7 months from now on a pay-per-view in like on Air Force One, he's going to fight. I don't know. His schedule is, he's not trying to rush the process, but like at the same time, he's like, yeah, I could beat any of these guys. You should rush the process, dude. We want to see it. Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler. And so Michael Chandler is the guy that likes Trump. That Trump's like, I don't need your vote, dude. It's okay. You can just go over there. It's fine. I will say that if you watch the way the first fight out, laying just the money line on Oliveira is crazy. But I think the distance isn't much different from his money line. This is probably like an Oliveira and over 1 round. Or you want to get cute and play the KO, but I think Oliveira wins. Like, I've never been a big Chandler guy. He's, we talk about his wrestling all the time, but like he's going to be limited here. He might land some shots. I don't know. I feel like Oliveira I almost feel like this is exactly like the Dariush fight where like Chandler's going to hurt him in a minute and get on top, and then he's dead. Like everything he does from that point is like stupidity, and he dies. So, in all fairness, Luke, I don't think Big Steve likes me. I can tell you for sure he doesn't. But his joy in life is writing me and being like, "What's up? What's up? What's up? United. What's up?" And then this. So, I mean, narratives aside, Dana White loving John Jones aside, I mean, Stipe is the people that like Stipe, like, I'm all right with Stipe, but like, he's just like a white dude who kind of has no physical gifts other than like he's like dumb and just plods ahead and does shit. Now, it wasn't a Jewish top hat, dude. It was the fucking Heisenberg hat. I mean, it might have been a Jewish hat. I don't know. I don't have Jewish better here as a co-host. So, well, I mean, we can say all we want about like who runs Hollywood. I'm not saying I know who runs Hollywood, but I know who runs Hollywood. So yeah, Jones and Heim. I like the over 1.5 here a lot. And like the one thing that Jones keeps saying is he felt cheated by the Gane fight. Like, I mean, dude, he went like right out to the strip club after the fight. I like they took no time away from his hilarious debauchery after the fight. He was fine. But I do think this takes longer than one round, and I think that he does have to be mindful of Stipe just coming out and like actual throwing bombs. Like, is this like Justin Villegas under a new name? I don't know. Yeah, he felt cheated. Felt so cheated. And I don't care about this whole does he fight Aspinall or not. Like, I just don't give a shit. Like, I don't know if Luke's still here. You know who I want John Jones to face next? The Big Show. Just it's the big. Just fight like a 500-pound professional wrestler. Just do something entertaining for once. All right. I'm done with the MMA portion of the show, so I expect most of you to tune out. Not like many of you are watching. Thank you for the ones that are. Let's get to the college football part of the program, and I'm going to cover 10 games real quick. If you guys have a college game you want me to cover, I'll do it quick and dirty. I want to go over the games tomorrow. I have not bet either game tomorrow night. And I'm going to go over 8 games Saturday. Steve, I know you guys don't have college football, and we'll get to BYU in a second. We'll get to BYU in a second. Kansas is a very popular play, and we'll get to why I don't love Kansas. But North Texas, UTSA, this total 72.5. I have been just railing North Texas overs all year, except for the Army game where, oh, by the way, this is the part of the show where I actually sound intelligent, as opposed to the previous 29 minutes plus. I didn't bet the North Texas over last week. They're playing Army. Army had a 14-minute drive. It was 23 plays. It's like the most Army drive in the history of college football. Like, I fucking love that shit. So I used to do people in Tecmo Bowl, just 3 yards up the gut with Leroy Horde, like every fucking play. I love the total here. I love the 72.5. Both of these teams, top 40 in pace. Both of these teams, bottom 30 in their secondary grades. North Texas just does not like running the ball. UTSA is like more plays per second than I think all but 3 teams. So I love the total here. It's insanely high, but I love it. I'm waiting because I'm really hoping for a live entry like 4 or 5 minutes into that game, because that total is going to plummet to like 62 in 5 minutes if nobody scores. Then you attack it. This other game, I'm waiting to just see if the public's going to assume that it's Pac-12 after dark and maybe hit the over again. We had 47.5s on this. UCLA and Washington. Like, all the trends recently would point to UCLA covering 3.5. It's not a divisional game anymore, or it is a divisional game now. Sorry, just a different division. It's not the Pac-12 after dark anymore. UCLA is bouncing back nicely this season. Washington is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but at home they're really good. Defense is really good. I'm not really sure if this game is like a crazy game. I'm just hoping the public bumps it up one more point. Give me that 47.5 is a nice key number. I like the under here. If it doesn't go up, I'm still going to take it. This is just like a 17-14 game all day. I don't even know who wins. Maybe Washington 17-10, but I really do like the under here big. Okay. 12 o'clock window. 2 games to talk about. So, Tulane and Navy. I've been a big Navy backer all year, including the worst bet I made, not just this calendar year, but maybe in the last 3 years. Navy to cover against Notre Dame. As soon as they fumbled on the first drive, I knew that game was just fucking done. Like it was over. Horvath, Navy's QB, they've been throwing the ball a little more than usual this season. They've had a little bit of a downfield threat. His hand hasn't been right in a couple weeks. I'm still not sure it's healthy. I hate betting against Navy like right after Veterans Day and Rusev Day and all this shit, but Tulane is just a really complete team, man. Their front seven's really good. Like they can air it out. Mentz is really good QB. Like he's very accurate. He doesn't make mistakes. He's very mature. Like I if this game's close late, I trust Tulane to be able to attack the air and win. If Tulane has a lead in the third quarter or beyond, Navy is not built to really play from behind. They're just to grind it out, run the clock game. They still run a triple option. Like that's just how they want to play. They want to grind the ball out. Tulane's front seven's good enough to at least shut this down. So I like Tulane huge. By the half point, take the 6.5. I don't see a lot of field goals in this game. This is a touchdown type of game. So I like that. And then Utah and Colorado. So yeah, I don't like agreeing with the public, especially in November, late in seasons. Like, I hate this, man. But Utah is, you want to talk about like the ultimate horrible spot for Utah. Down to their 4th string quarterback. I think all but their tight end is just all second stringers at this point. They're coming off losing the Holy War to BYU in just devastating bullshit fashion on a bad missed call. Their season's already done. They got nothing to play for here. Meanwhile, Colorado can make the Big 12 title game. I mean, all signs point to Colorado here. The one thing that I hate about this game is it's going to be at 10 a.m. local time for Colorado, which is awful. Like, I don't know why this game is at noon. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, if you look at, like, it makes sense that it's not at night because there's a couple of marquee games that we're going to talk about. But this could have easily been the 3:30 slot. I just don't understand it. So it might be a sluggish start here, but I'll lay it with Colorado, man. And they want style points, man. This team, look at their scoring margin in the 4th quarter. I think they're like top 15 in the country. Like, they play to the end. They don't give a shit what the score is. Like, Colorado runs their offense. Their defense is coming on really strong. Travis Hunter, I still like Gentry for the Heisman, but like, man, Hunter, he might steal it. So I really do. So 2 favorites to start the day. I kind of hate that. But that's where we're at. All right, 3:30 window coming up. And we're going to have a third favorite right now. Penn State, Purdue. I'll make this quick. I laid the hammer with Penn State here. This is just your James Franklin bullshit. special, or he's like, yep, we're going to win 49-3. We don't care. Fabula is going to play a lot of like the third quarter and fourth quarter. They want to get him a lot of reps since Aller got hurt. Drew Aller got hurt earlier in the year. This is just an absolute squash match. LSU, Florida. So I didn't bet this. I see my viewership's tailing off right now. I love it. MMA and college football, I guess, are not like compatible sports, but Florida's a very big public darling this week, and it's just not for me. So for those of you guys that like aren't following SEC football, the whole league, the whole conference has been like hilarious. Everybody's beating each other up. Their backup, DJ Lagway, came in. He's good. His biggest attribute, though, is like bombs. Like this dude throws like a beautiful 40, 50-yard pass. It's like unbelievable. 2 weeks ago in the Georgia game, he gets carted off the field with a hamstring injury. Now he's back. And the market anticipates that he's at full strength with this number. LSU's coming off getting their asses kicked by Alabama at home at night. LSU was like 12 in a row at home, like under the lights. I think undefeated against with Brian Kelly as the coach, and they just looked like absolute fucking shit. Absolute shit against Bama. Bama just treated them like bitches. So there's an argument. This is why I'm not betting the game is, I mean, LSU has like this, they sort of have a path to the college playoff, but like, honestly, LSU's fucking cooked. Nussmeier's a bum. Florida's defense is okay, like, but any defense, if they're on the field for 48 minutes, like, I don't care how good you are, like, you're gassed. I don't know, man. Lagway is one hit away from you getting this fucking third stringer Aiden, what's his face in, and like, Florida's going to score 3 points at that point. So I just don't want any part of this game. If Lagway really can just hit a couple of bombs, this is a 3-point game. I don't want any part of this. I'd lean LSU. I don't want any fucking part of this. But okay, so we got 4 games left to cover. I'm not betting the Boise State game. I love Boise State. They've been good to me all year. Boise State's in a situation right now where this 14.5, I don't like the 3 scores. It's really just win. All Boise State needs to do is win their games. They can pull guys in the third quarter. They can pull guys in the fourth quarter. They win their games, they're going to get in as one of the 12 teams in the playoff. So I don't love San Jose State this year. If anything, if you want to bet the under, that's probably all right. But I just don't want any part of this. But these next 2 games I care about. And I don't have a side. I have 2 totals here. So, and they're both first halves. Tennessee, Georgia. First half under 24.5. I don't know where there's any fucking points in this game. I don't understand it. Nico's hurt for Tennessee. Even if he wasn't, Josh Heupel's like a Kirby Smart disciple. There's nothing Tennessee's going to do that's going to fool Georgia. And on the Georgia side, dude, their offense is the worst. Like Carson Beck has played himself out of late first round contention. He should try to get like another year of eligibility because he is so bad. And these aren't like unlucky picks. Everything he does is a turnover-worthy play. He is throwing directly to defenders. Like, he's not seeing guys in routes. Tennessee's defense is really good. I think the most points they've allowed this year is 17. So I don't see where there's any fucking points. And by the way, when Nico was healthy for Tennessee, like 4 weeks ago, Tennessee had a bunch of games, 3 games in a row where they scored 0 points in the first half. Like, I love, like, under 24.5 here is an absolute fucking hammer spot for me. Conversely, Oregon, Wisconsin. My first instinct was to hammer Oregon minus 6.5. Wisconsin, like, I love Luke Fickell. I love their coach, Wisconsin. It's going to take him time to build his kind of team there. But go look at Oregon first halves this year. They're allowing a lot of points. to really weird to bad offenses. Like Michigan was scoring in the first half. Illinois was scoring in the first half. Maryland, probably a way better offense than those two. And Maryland, probably a better offense than Wisconsin. And they were moving the ball no problem. They actually got a little bit unlucky to not have more points in the first half there. So I like the first half over 26.5 in this game quite a bit. I think Oregon, I mean, they've been scoring 70 to 21 every fucking game. If Wisconsin can score one touchdown, you ought to be there. I like the over a little more than I like the second half. It is on the road. Oregon's, I think this is their 8th game in a row without a bye. So there's going to be some fatigue here. So I don't like the full game total, full game spread, but I do think Oregon is going to score enough early and then maybe take their foot off the gas. But I think Wisconsin can hang with them. 2 more games and then we're out of here. And these are really quick. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this one. Washington State and New Mexico. John Mateer on Washington State is like no pro career possible at all. He's like the absolute. There's no football. Dude, I got no. All right, I'll look at Premier League next week. In fact, as soon as I'm done with this, I got 2 games. I'll look at Premier League next. Just bomb the over in the Washington State New Mexico game. New Mexico, I think these teams combined have had, I think 9 games over 80 points this year. New Mexico, they both play like super fast pace. This goddamn PR in New Mexico, man, he won't be there next year. He's gonna get signed to like, what's up, my brother? This is just gonna be like a ridiculous meme game, so I love it. Kansas BYU, this over got hit hard. So this is my last college game I'll talk about, and then I'll pull up soccer rings. There's a lot of public love for Kansas this week. Kansas has been playing really well. Their offense is starting to hum. BYU is like playing with fucking fire all year. I don't know where my Cox guy went, but he said BYU. I mean, BYU is getting so fucking lucky every week, dude. They should have lost last week. It's like 3 weeks ago they should have lost. This team's playing with fire, but playing in Provo, night game on a Saturday. It's a mystical, magical place where like they just are like unassailable. I think Kansas can score in this game. I feel like this game's like a 38-35 game, and BYU hit some bullshit. I think the line's very accurate. I don't think there's value either way. It is fucking divine intervention. They won the Holy War on like the most nonsense missed call. I mean, the dude's his neck got twisted in half, and like they're like, no, it's fine. And Washington did this last year, man. They just rode their luck to like the fucking title game. So, yeah, they do, man. This is a ridiculous team. So I like the total. I think Kansas is going to be competitive, and then BYU is going to win some fucking bullshit game. At 38-30, like I love the over. I would actually, I would buy the total up. Like I think this total's off by 6-7 points. So, all right. Well, let's see what we got here, dude. Let's see what my old friend at Bet Parks has. Premier League, little look ahead for Big Steve. I am looking at these games for the first time right now. So Leicester and Chelsea. I mean, I would just price out whatever both teams to score. And Chelsea is, oh God, I hate these bets for less than 2-1. Oh, brother, 2.5 for Chelsea. I don't know, man. I mean, Leicester's good for a goal at home. Yeah, I don't know, man. Chelsea and both teams have scored would probably be the play there, but oof. Dude, Leicester's not bad. Like, Leicester gets treated like they're a fucking Yeah, let's see what it is, dude. I know you don't love these bets, but you know I absolutely love these fucking bets. Ugh, 155. I don't love that. Let's see what this looks like. There you go. Throw the one goal in the first half. You get to 127. That's not bad. My man, Rem Dog. Love it. What do I think of Liverpool as a team? Well, as a Manchester United fan, they can suck my cock. They never walk alone. I hope they walk off a fucking the plank. And they're gonna win the title this year. And Big Steve and I have talked about this. Like, it's awful. I hate Arsenal the most, but like, let's see what we got here. Well, that's kind of an interesting look. So let's get rid of that. So under 2.5 plus money. That's an interesting look. Here's the problem. So I like that. Dude, Arsenal right now, like, this is like a fractured team. They're not playing well. They're not playing right. Odegaard's just coming back in their lineup. I think it's going to take him time. He's a pretty big catalyst. I think the international break is going to definitely help Arsenal. Feels like a 2-0 Arsenal win. But dude, Forest is every year you get that one team that just crushes expectations. And I don't know, man, 1-1 here wouldn't shock me. I think that under 2.5 is a really good look. Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Aston Villa's in their team right now that, like, they're a fucking mess, and their offense is super disjointed. I know Matty Cash got hurt, and he's a good distributor in the back. Palace is, I mean, they're a team in crisis right now. Like, the only win they have is against Tottenham in one of, like, the weirder fucking results ever, because they were the better team for so long in that game. And then Tottenham was like a siege on the goal in the second half, and Palace just kind of did very Crystal Palace bullshit things as if they were like clinging on a relegation. It was a strange 1-0 win in a game that should have been like 3-2. I'll probably lay off the Villa game. Bournemouth Brighton. So this is an interesting game because I'm just looking at these for the first time. Bournemouth is another team that's like, they're kind of deceptively good. They're really well organized. They play to their strengths really well. They lost Solanke, and like, it doesn't really matter. They're very they're like a really good championship team. They just happen to play in the Premier League. Brighton just cannot be trusted to keep clean sheets. Oh, okay. Let's see where that is. Oh, that's the 12:30 game. All right, we'll get there. I mean, like, I'd look at this and be like, Brighton at plus 200's got a lot of value. Because if one of these teams is going to run away with it, it's going to be Brighton. But like, I've seen it too many times. This team, like, they were crushing Wolverhampton. They're up 2-0, and like that game got weird. Like, they can't hold the lead, and they give up a lot of goals in the last 15 minutes of game. So I'd probably lean draw. Need more research there. Everton, Brentford, no thank you. I don't bet Everton games. I'm done with this fucking team. Brentford on the road is this is the ultimate, like, good home team, horrible road team. Under 2.5. It's probably like a 1-1 game too. Calvert-Lewin probably got injured watching this video. Like, I don't know how Sam Dyche is still at this fucking squad. I can't believe United was thinking about hiring Ginger Mourinho at one point. But yeah, I don't have anything to say about that. City and Tottenham. So Steve said, this. Oof. Minus 200 is, I mean, it probably hits. I'll tell you what. That for me, this plus one, this plus 155 for Tottenham could be interesting. City's not keeping a lot of clean sheets. They haven't really figured out how to play without Rodri and have this super clean flow. Tottenham just only knows how to play one way. This feels like a 2-2 game. This feels like that's the score of the game is 2-2. And maybe when they put out here, let's see what this is. There you go. 10-1, 2-2 game. It's not crazy to me that could happen. Seems like the right game. And then let's get to the November 24th games, which, by the way, hint, hint, start shopping now. It's your boy's 47th birthday, 24th. And as part of my birthday, I get Manchester United and their new coach, Ruben Amorim. Unfortunately, the Ruud van Nistelrooy era has ended. He leaves with his head held high. Hopefully him and Ole Solskjaer are having a couple of fucking weird Nordic beers right now. Southampton and Liverpool. What do you do? Liverpool. What's their team total? 3 and what's the over 2.5? Even money. I don't know that I'd even like that, man. Artie Slot's playing this really like conservative, like just win by enough. He's balancing his squad for all these competitions. Southampton I mean, they're going to be back in the championship. They'll be the first team to get relegated. So I don't want to fucking deal with them. And then United. I mean, I don't want to be like an asshole that's biased because I'm a fan of them. Minus 155 at Ipswich, who I love the Tractor Boys, man. Been good to me the last 2 years. League One, Championship, getting promoted. I love the fucking Tractor Boys, man. And who's the fucking dude? Delop just scores every goddamn game for them. But we're getting new coach boost, man. New coach boost. My fucking birthday. United's going to win. I will say that the last time United played on my birthday was the 3-3 game against Sheffield United. I fucking hated my life. New coach boost, man. Big Steve, what do we think? Are we getting a new coach boost here? Yeah, have to get this game. If United doesn't win this game, the whole media is going to be like, well, if Ruud van Nistelrooy was there, they would have fucking won. They have to. They have to. They don't just have to win. Let's see what this is, man. Don't they have to style on this team? Don't they have to? Steve, don't they have to don't they have to style on this team? What's this look like? There you go. Parlay 3-1 here with the City game and get plus 20,000. 2-2 and 3-1 United. I kind of feel like they just have to be on the front foot here, and I kind of think that Rashford might be on his way out, unfortunately. But doesn't matter. He should go to Napoli with my boy Scott McTotley. Just go dominate Serie A. All right, guys, that's it. I made it as far as I can make it. I covered like 2 weeks of sports. I didn't cover NFL. I haven't researched NFL, Justin. I'm really sorry. And I really don't have the energy anymore to fucking do this. So went an hour by myself, no Monk. I'm sure he will do the next one with me, or I'll find some patsy to fucking work with me. Thank you guys a lot in the chat for hanging out. I appreciate it. My voice is going, and that's all I got. See you the next time. If I don't see you, see you in 2025.